Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Tuesday the 26th of November and we have new mods. We have some cracking new mods. There have been a few updates, quite a few, so I would suggest to go into the Modhub, have a look and see what the updates are, go through what the change logs are, because there's quite a lot to... I don't want to just sit here and just read out lists of change logs. It just makes more sense to do that. Just jump onto PlayStation or whatever platform you're playing on and check out the updates, but there are a few. First up, the Reds return. The massive Ferguson Series 3000 is by Blacksheep Modding. I love these. The old massive Fergusons. Peter J did some amazing ones on FS17 as well. I love these tractors. Blacksheep Modding have done some great ones. These are no exceptions. They look amazing. They sound great. Few options available, which is also fantastic. Opening door, opening rear window, 4-wheel drive and a 2-wheel drive version. They are very, very nice mods. Very cool. So let's have a look in the store. These you will find under small tractors. And then we have the Series 3000 4-wheel drive, the Series 3000 2-wheel drive. The 4-wheel drive is 45 grand. That price will fluctuate depending on what options you have on it. But we do have some options for colour as well, which is a nice change. We can have a nice massive Ferguson orange, or we can have it in black. The black looks nice. I do like that in the black. Very cool indeed. As far as configuration goes, my thing's playing up again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. We can have it standard at the front, zoom in a little bit, or we can have it with 300 kilogram weight, 500, 700, 1100, back to standard. Wheel brand, we can have Trelleborg or Nokian. Under Trelleborg we can have standard, we can have wheel weights on the back there. Actually I'm going to come around a little bit so we can see a little bit better. Wide tyres, which widens them and lifts them a little bit. Widen weights, rear twins, narrows, and back to standard again. Under the Nokians, I think it's just communal. There's no other options available under that. We can have a front fender if we want, a plastic front fender over the top of there. I think it's plastic, it looks like it is. We've also got the option engine setup, 88 horsepower for the 3050. The 3060 is a... hang on a minute. That wasn't quite right. 3050 is 73 horsepower. Why was that sitting on 88? The 3050 is 73 horsepower. The 3060 is 82 horsepower. 3070 is 95. And the 3080 105. The 3090 115. So quite a few options on engine size there. Then back to the 3050. We can have a front loader attacher as well. So yeah, like I say, quite a few options available. I like options. I do like having a few choices. That Black Massey does look rather cool, I'll be honest. So then the Series 3000 2-wheel drive obviously has a much different look to it, having the two non-driving wheels at the front. I'm going to leave that on. Main colour is exactly the same options. Same with the weights, standard right the way up to 1100, then back to standard again. Wheel options, again, Trelleborg or Nokian. With the Trelleborgs, we can have standard wheel weights. Rear twins, narrows, back to standard again. We can have a front fender over that. It looks a bit odd actually, I'll be honest with you, having the front fender over that the little wheel at the front. Don't know, does it? Yeah, it does look a little bit. That's my own personal opinion. And then we can have the engine setup. Again, that's sitting on 88 horsepower, that says there. If I go off it and come back again, it says 73. And then I don't ever get another option that says 88 horsepower. That's weird. So if you want a 3050 with 88 horsepower, when you first come onto it, don't touch anything and you should get an 88 horsepower. That's a bit weird. Again, 82 horsepower, 95 horsepower, 105, 115. For the 3090, and if we want, we can have a front loader attacher as well. Very cool. So let's start it up. Lights, rear work lights, front work lights, and off. Beacon. L1, R1, side to side will open and close the door, up and down on my right stick will open and close the window. From inside, beacons are, I love the fact there's stuff on the dash as well. Lights, scrolls to light settings then off again. Beacon setting, so the beacon's on, beacon's off. I like the fact you can see it from inside. Indicators, very cool. But what I also like as well, and I need to get this into light a little bit better as well, is that dial, so we can see that dial for the accelerator looks three-dimensional. The little bit of shading they've got around just the outside of the centre part of that dial, as that goes, it looks 3D. It's brilliant. And I love a tractor when you can see the front tyres as well. That's why I didn't put the fenders on. Plus you've got the old exhaust tip there, look, flapping away. Really nicely animated. It's very cool indeed in here. I like it. .26 miles an hour as well, no slouch. The two-wheel drive option is exactly the same. They just look great. I do like a Massey. May not be your cup of tea. You may be looking at it thinking it's hideous, I don't like it. You are, of course, entitled to your opinion. Everyone is. So there we go. That's the Massey Ferguson 3000 series by Blacksheep Modding. Awesome. Right, moving on. We've got the new Holland 180/55 tractor. This by Pepe 978. Did I say what the slots were on those? They're 12 slots each. Sorry if I didn't say. It's only 12 slots. Only 12 slots. And not that expensive either. So yeah, the 180/55 by Pepe 978. And again, this is really nicely detailed. You've got a road version with, like, you know, I know they're normally rubber. I think they're rubberized, aren't they? Put between the tracks. So you've got the road track one there, and then you've got the normal one. But the detail on those is great. It looks brilliant. I do like the fact as well on the back of this cab, that kind of slightly rounded, the fuel tank on the back, that kind of bulge on the back. I don't know what it is about that. It gives it a really nice kind of look to it. Loads of detail going on the back here as well. Now, the only downside to this is the fact that it doesn't have a 3-point link. There's a drawbar trailer hitch attacher on the back. That does swing side to side. We'll have a look at that in a second. So with this, by Pepe 978, comes this, the trailed lifter. A shorter, smaller version than the one we've already got in game, but it's designed to go with this tracked vehicle. So you can then put that onto the normal hitch on the back, and then you can put a 3-point link attached implement onto the back of that. The trailed lifter we've got in game is very, very long, so this is a kind of shorter, stubbier version of it. That's also by Pepe 978 today, and that's 4 slots. Not too bad at all. So let's jump in one. Doesn't really matter which one, does it? Start it up. Love that start-up sequence. Sounds good, it looks good. It's not too loud. I know some of these we had before on FS17 were very loud, very clanky. It's got enough of that squeak and clank that you know it's tracked, but not horrendous. Look at it, it looks really, really nice, doesn't it? The detail on that's brilliant. What's also good as well, I'm going to show you in a second as well. We've got, right, so lights in the front, lights in the back. I like the fact they're slightly yellowed as well. We've got that kind of feel that it's an old vehicle. There's no beacon on it, but from in-cab as well. Let's turn all those lights off. Lights on the dash again. great. Now, what I will do, look, so you've got the fast and slow, so you've got torques and hair. Let's get around this light so we can see it a bit better. So that arm is moving down there. Plus we've also got, try and get the light on this a bit better, there we go. If I swing that drawbar at the back, I think it's L1 and side to side, like so. If you're just seeing the cab there, the actual stick moving at the same time, if we do it from in cab, that's brilliant. The animation's great. Fantastic bit of kit. 180 horsepower. It's a little bit slow, 9 miles an hour, but it doesn't bother me at all. So what we'll do is just hook up to the trail lifter. Now what I will say, without something on the back, the trail lifter when you turn has a tendency to kind of kick up a little bit. It seems to be working a little bit better now. It was catching a little bit before. If I back up to this cultivator, it says, let's hook up, goes up in there. But what's also great is the hoses all hooked up. Look at the detail on there, all those hoses all hooked up, everything where it should be. And then when you get on the field, operate as normal, open up your implement, and away you go. So it gives you a lot more options available with a shorter trail lifter. I like this. I like it a lot. Raise and lower it. Hold it away. Very cool indeed. Now this you'll find under, I think it's medium tractors, this one. There's no doors or windows that open, just check the menu. That's for the drawbar, swing the drawbar side to side, but there's no other options on there at all. Close that off. Go into here, under medium tractors. £51 grand for 180 horsepower. That's fantastic. Options available. We can have configuration standard, 500 kilogram weight, 800, or you can have a rear link on the back if you want it instead. So rather than have the trailed lifter, you can have that on the back. So if you want the implement right behind it, you can do it like that. If you want to do it that way, just depends how you want to go about it. You can have lift and weight all the way up and then back to standard again. Then on wheel setup, you've got the standard, the tracks like that, or you can have the road tracks that put the rubber bits in between to make it much better on the road and much better on the driver when you're on the road as well. There you go, those are your options. With those adjusted, you're looking at 52 grand. If I put a rear link on the back, 53.5 for a 180 horsepower vehicle. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. So that and the trail lifter by Pepe 978. Very cool. Now what I'm going to do is grab one of the massive Ferguson. Actually no, I'm not. I'm going to go over here next. What we have next is the portable shelf. This is by NicoPix. These are 3 slots each on console, and unlike a lot of the shelving that we can get for putting stuff on, it's all placeable, and if you place it in the wrong place or you decide to move stuff, or then you're kind of stuck. These are actually movable, which I think is such a brilliant idea. But actually, we'll have a look at this in store first. Now, this is under miscellaneous, not under placeable, because it's not technically a placeable. It doesn't stay in place. So we've got 3.5 metre by 1.5, 3.5 by 3 metre, so height and length, 7 by 1.5, we've got a 7 by 3, we've got a 10.5 by 1.5, 10.5 by 3 metre. So there's quite a few options here, and what you do is you actually get into it like a vehicle. So if I enter that now, I'm in it, L1 and X, and it packs it away onto a pallet, like so. Then get out of it, like you're getting out of a vehicle. Get your vehicle with your pallet forks, pick it up, take it like that, or stick it on a trailer. Off you go to wherever you want your shelving unit to be now. It's entirely up to you. I might just decide I'm going to put it just over here instead. Get into it. And away we go. Each one of those are 3 slots for the first one. Get out of that again. Brilliant idea. Really clever. We do have some options actually on that as well though, to be fair. Because on the shelving unit itself you can change the design colour to anything you want. So if I wanted to go with silver looking actual shelves themselves, and then the supports, I don't know, lime green, whichever. So you can change them to fit your farm, to fit your mood, whatever you fancy. I'm interested to have a quick look at the 10, there you go, the double one. Look at the size of that thing. It's not very expensive either, 550. It's brilliant. Fantastic bit of kit. That is weird actually. It was more expensive for the single layer one than it was for the double. Anyway, not to worry. So that's the portable shelving by NicoPix's. Next, we have got this. This is by MissyB. We had a fuel one of these recently, which has just had an update. Because the fuel one is a storage tank, didn't have the hazard markings on the floor, so MissyB has adjusted it, made the triggers a little bit bigger, put the hazard markings on the floor. This is a storage for liquid fertiliser and herbicide. It's only 2 slots to place, which I think is incredible. 50,000 litre capacity, not very expensive either, nicely detailed. The great thing about it is as well, you can put the liquid fertiliser and the herbicide in at the same time, so you don't need one for each. I went and got 1 tank of one of the other just to test it. When you unload here, it gives you the overload thing, and you just overload in this one, puts it into the tank. When you want to take it out of the tank, you come to this one and it takes it out of the tank. Nice bit of kit that. That is under placeables and under miscellaneous. Just there, it's only 4,000 as well. So, you know, 50,000 litre capacity for each of those, liquid fertiliser and herbicide, for only 4 grand and only 2 slots. That's a no-brainer. You know, if you're going to be storing this stuff on your farm to be using, why not? I think it's brilliant. Fantastic mod, that. Very cool. Moving on, what have we got next? I think we've got a couple of buildings we need to have a look at. Bear with me 1 second. First up, we have the Cows Barn. This is by Camelos0397. There were a couple of mods I reviewed, well, it was actually earlier today, but yesterday's, that had a garage and had, what else did it have? Mine's gone blank, but really nicely detailed, these mods. So this is a cow barn. There are 2 of these in this pack. There's the Cow Barn Standard. It does say in the Modhub, Cow Barn with Shed. I think it means shed, because I've placed the other one up there, the only place I could find to place it with a big enough space, and it has a shed on the back of it, but very nice indeed. We've got a slurry pit, which is a little bit unlike the ones we've had before and other ones. You actually got the open slurry pit, so for your slurry that the animals produce, you collect it there. Your manure is there. We've got a light switch on the end, just here, which gives you lights on the outside either end, but all the way through, and it's really bright as well. I do like the fact it really lights that up across the middle. Very nice. Click here, we've got a buy, sell, load or unload point for your animals. You've got a feed trough just there, and then up this end for your straw for bedding. If we come out of this end here, it does open. I've just got to find the trigger. There we go. That's for, I think it's that side, I'm pretty sure it is, for your water. I think that's the point there, because the water trough's right up against the wall there, so that's your water point. And then your milk comes out at the other end. I missed that straight off the bat, didn't I? And where that door is, just there. The door doesn't open, but you've got a big tank there behind the door, and you've got a marked out area here, so this is where you collect your milk from. But the detail on this mod is brilliant. It's a big old size as well. I haven't come across any mods by Camelos0397 before on console, but yesterday, I think it was yesterday or Fridays, was the first time I have. I'm really impressed with the detail and the design and stuff on them. Very cool. So, this is under animal pens. So you've got the cow barn, then cow barn with shed. They hold 100 each, and 100,000 and 105,000 for the one with the shed. Yeah, I mean, they are quite big. That's the only thing I will say. When I tried to place this one, it kept on saying there were obstacles in the way. I tried to do it in this big open area here, and it said there were obstacles, and I couldn't work out what they were. So potentially you may have a bit of a problem placing it, depending on the size of the area you've got. But what I'll do very quickly, I'll try to go very quickly. Right, we're up at the other one I placed. Everything's exactly the same on this one, apart from the one with shed around the back here. It's got a shed on the back, over the top of there, so you can store bits of equipment if you want to have your feed mixer or anything like that stacked away. Or obviously with seasons, if you're going to be running seasons, you might want to put your bales under cover out the way for doing your feed and that kind of thing. That one comes with a shed. Very nice indeed. Which brings me to the last of the mods for today, which are the French sheds. These are by DMI 20mm Normandy. I'm assuming it's a guy. That sounds really sexist, but very prolific in sheds and buildings, and must spend their lives constantly making them. But really nicely detailed, good quality mods. What I like about this one as well, you've got the like the plastic corrugated sections there that you've got the sunlight coming through them onto the back as well. It's nice. No lights under these ones though, but the structures are great, the textures look good, nice high fronted as well, plenty of room. You got this one here, and you got that one there. The larger of the two is 14 slots, the smaller one is 8 slots. The smaller one is open on 2 sides rather than just at the front. I think it's that way round. Like I said, I haven't come across a light switch, and I can't see any lights underneath either. But very nice. These are under sheds. Right. The French sheds, there we go. 30 grand each, 14 slots and 8 slots respectively, by DMI 20mm Normandy. I think that's it for the mods for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.